So this is our first episode of Simply Wed Talks. So exciting. So for today, we're going to be talking about the 5 things that you should know before you start wedding planning. So today we're here with Kelly Kunis, owner of Simply Detailed Wedding. She's been in the industry for over 10 years, planned a number of weddings. So we're just going to talk to her and get her take on these top 5 things. So the first thing, Kelly, that we want to talk about that we have on our list is set your budget early. So what does that mean?
Well, we got to set your budget, get your bottom dollar, get your bottom line. I think that's a hard conversation for anyone to have. I think that when you're blending 2 families together, you might not know exactly if parents are paying, or if the bride and groom are paying, or if you have a great aunt that was paying. So I think you really need to set your budget early and determine what's realistic. And because when you don't do that, the odds can be contentious, or that we're canceling things, or you're not getting everything you wanted. So to try to eliminate all those steps or hiccups that could come up.
Sure, setting some expectations.
Yeah. And, setting where you're prioritizing where you want to spend that money. So if photography is very important to you, well, then let's set a budget that is healthy enough to have that photographer that you really want, or if a floral or whatever. And then if some things are not as important, even invitations I've seen lately go online, where it's done through all digital, you can just prioritize what really makes sense and what really is going to make your day special for you as a couple.
Perfect. So figure out your money situation.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just resonate?
It does.
Just looked at my credit card statement yesterday, and it definitely,
I
anyway.
never have that.
What do they call it? Girl math there?
Mm-hmm. For sure. Putting planner math.
All right. So number 2, book your key vendors early. What do you think about that?
Well, we live in a small area. I mean, in the summer, there's more population, but we live in a really small area, and we do have amazing places to get married, amazing vendors to work with. But those key vendors are ones that can't take multiple weddings in a day. So if it's a certain venue that only has one wedding a day, or a certain room at a hotel that you want to be in, that's important to book right away. Your photographer can't be in 2 places at once, and those tend to book up pretty fast, especially if there's a certain style or one that's, a lot of people gravitate towards. So that's another one. Also, your band. I mean, a lot of times if you go into these bigger bands, they can pull other players, but most of the time they can't. So if there's a certain musician or even a DJ, that is definitely who you should book right away. And your videographer, obviously, just like the photographer, can't be in 2 places at once unless they have a team. But there's always that one that you want to work with. So yes, those are your most important to book right away. I would say your most important, and this is not because it's just me, but your wedding planner. I think having that person to come up alongside of you during all of this process is super important. And I know I run my business a little bit different, where when you book with me, you stay with me from start to finish, because I, connect with the brides. And but there's other ones out there, that do have multiple people that work for them, which is great. But I think having a planner right away so that they can help sit down with your budget. What is your priorities? Because it can be quite overwhelming. So I would say those are their key ones that you should do right away.
For sure. And then feeding into the wedding planner, a lot of times I've just seen, obviously, they can help you book these key vendors too. They have the connections and, can oftentimes...
discounts and...
Yes.
And knowing when you give your planner a Pinterest board and seeing the photography styles that you like, or seeing the vision, the design that you like, they know where to point you in the direction of finding that.
They can help
And
navigate through all the
that
things.
stick with your budget. And, or if there's a high and a low situation, and they can do the contracting with the vendors and get the quotes. And I know that I have made such good like friendships and whatnot that we can ask for discounts. We can, not that we always get them, but, go to that person that has the connections already with all these people.
For sure. No. Awesome. So number 3 on the list, we have stay organized. So can you shed some light on that?
Staying organized. I think that's where, again, a planner comes in. They're going to give you tasks. They're going to give you spreadsheets, and they're going to give you to-dos and a to-do line so that you kind of know where you're at in the process so that you don't get overwhelmed and think, I don't have enough done, or I should have done this. But staying organized is a big thing because the chaos that can come with that. And my clients are very busy and, they have a lot going on. So staying organized with, especially during like the contracting period, and, because all of them are different. One is for 5 hours of, photography or 8 hours of videography. So just making sure that all of those kind of connect.
Right. Well, and you're working with multiple vendors, with multiple different deadlines. So it's like if you miss a different piece of something, the ball could get dropped somewhere.
Yeah.
So again, not to plug, but getting a planner is very key. The typical woman these days, we work full time. We're busy. We have things going on. So get somebody to help you stay organized and staying on those deadlines.
Taking all the nitty gritty out of it.
Yes.
And so that they're left to just enjoy their family members. Oftentimes, if one can't do it, then another one picks it up to try to help them stay organized. But, they might have never planned a wedding, and some of my young couples that do get married, they barely been to weddings. Right. So, I think just staying organized with a planner and if not, making sure that you have a great binder to just keep everything straight.
For sure.
Yeah.
No. Awesome. Good feedback. Number 4, we have personalize your day. How do you feel about that?
It's a must. I think when you start planning a wedding, you do take a lot of feedback from your family or friends.
You need to do this. You need to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You need to get this.
And you can kind of get off kilter or start to try to please one and lose really those personal things that matter to the couple. And why, little things that you guys do together or, things that represent the bride or represent the groom or just the couple in general.
You just had this recent wedding. It was awesome. But I noticed there were so many personal touches within that wedding.
Yeah.
So can you speak to that a little bit?
Are you talking about the one?
Yes. The
Capron?
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There were just so many personal things that you just don't usually see, but they really kept it, close to heart. There.
Yes.
You don't see that often.
No. You can see that, but oftentimes it's just like what Pinterest thinks is a personal thing for you, whether it's something on a napkin or something but this couple, we really tried to just bring out their personalities through and through and things that they love to do together. And they loved the Western. They also loved, the speakeasy vibe and certain butterflies. And so the way we just incorporated it to be something so beautiful. But when they walked in, they noticed all of those touches, the butterfly, the hanging from the sea, all the things. It was a lot, but I think it's important, whether it's even in your escort wall or display. I love doing that. But, we've had one was a meat packing, that as a company, that's what their family company was. And so we did custom seasoned mixes for everyone and put their name on it.
Oh,
so it's just really something that ties into them. Yes, right. Yes. And people, I still use it. I had 4 canisters when I went home and I put it on everything.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's just going above and beyond. I remember, go back 10 years ago,
Yeah.
everyone would come on with like a canned koozie.
or a keychain. Not as bad, but and they can
No,
just differ.
There's so much more that you can do to really personalize your day,
Yes.
and make it memorable.
Yes. And really what the couple loves, if they love to go skiing on Lake Geneva. One time we had a vintage ski that everyone signed for their
Love it.
guest book.
Yeah,
So it's just like little things like that it's just special for the two of them.
for sure. No, that's awesome. So this final one here, enjoy the process. So I think we get into a lot of stress during the wedding planning process. So I guess if you could speak to what a bride can do to just enjoy it.
I think those steps that we talked about earlier will really help you enjoy the planning process, and keep it a lot, more contained, and take out a lot of the stuff that is so overwhelming and stuff that you've never done before. If you can stay organized and follow those steps of booking vendors at the right time, and leaning on a planner or vendors that can help you bring all that stress out of it and make it, then it's left for you to really enjoy the engagement.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of fun things that come up in it. There's, bridal showers and bachelorette parties and bachelor parties and more bridal showers. So I think, even going and registering, I don't know how many people do that anymore, but you have to enjoy the process.
Sure.
And it will get hectic, and then it'll die down. And then all of a sudden it'll die down. You get nervous and it gets hectic again. And but having a planner will really help you stay on track. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, calling them and being like, nope, you already hit all these points. You're good.
Right.
It just hasn't been a wedding, communication for 2 weeks. And that's great. That's good. So enjoying the process.
For sure. Yeah. Just remember what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's our top 5
Yeah.
things. So just to round out, so set your budget early,
Mm-hmm.
book your key vendors,
Mm-hmm.
stay organized,
Mm-hmm.
personalize your day, and enjoy the process.
Yeah.
So, all right. Those are
All
your
right.
top 5 from Kelly Kunis.
Top. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for joining us.